Alright, hey guys. Just in case. Anyways, so I've been driving myself insane. Just insane. Trying to hold it all in. I thought I don't have to do this now. I do. I really do. So the title and thumbnail are kind of clickbait. Hi Kenzie. Hi. And yeah, no, it's clickbait. Because you wanna know why? I actually did mostly like this. I've been rewatching it over and over and over again. But I do think Wanda was a bit overpowered. That is true. That's true from the thumbnail, okay? I think she was so... Like, okay. But I do get it, though. But, like, it felt like overpowering. Only because, like, we get it. Her powers, like, it can make her seem like she's overpowered at first, in my opinion. But, compared to literally any other superhero in the show, I feel like they took away some of their power in it, you know? LOL, said Kenzie. She is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you hold an opinion that a lot of other people have, and I low-key agree, again. And I don't know, it felt unrealistic to me. But also at the same time, zombies are low-key hopeless. I'm not gonna lie. And every single zombie thing is just, like, very much hopeless. I'm sorry. Like, even if there's, like, somewhat of a happy ending, we have yet to see a zombie thing, movie, show where there is. Not gonna lie. Because to me, a happy ending is they eradicated the zombies. Where's one where, like, they just... Where that's happening? No, nowhere. Nowhere, actually. Nowhere. For real, said Kenzie, right? Right? And, I don't know, it just really pissed me off. And the final fight in the last episode with Wanda and Hulk, mind you, Hulk has all of the Infinity Stones in him, the power of in him, and Wanda could just touch him, and then I don't know about that. The only way, I made this up in my head. I don't even think that was the intent of the writers. I made this up in my head. The only way that could have happened is because as soon as she touched him, she could infiltrate his mind and make him weaken his mind. Make him give her all the power. By making him think, oh, I'm just gonna give it to her now because she can mind control. But I don't know if that's what happened. I think they just wanted an epic fight where Wanda wins, you know? Real, like, hello, LOL, right, Kenzie? Right? I don't know, that just, like, really pissed me off. Yet, this is another project where Wanda, you know, terrorizes a little child, and, and, you know, I just feel so bad for these children, you know? This time it was Kamala. It was Kamala this time around. I love Kamala. She does annoy me at some parts, but it's like the parts where she's just like, you know, fangirling and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, this projection on my end, I'm a fangirl at heart. I probably act the same or worse, to be honest. And I feel like the hate that she gets mostly is racism, and also like a little part of it is projection from other fan girls, people. Because deep down they know they'd act like that too. But obviously that's not the entirety of the hate, you know? I can just feel it in my bones. If I'm projecting, there's probably people like me projecting too. But this project made me just really like her so much more. But in a sick and twisted way. Because it made her, like, feel an immense amount of pain. It was just so nice to see her deal with that and still stay optimistic and be like, you know what, I will get up and fight. You know, but at the last moment in the last episode, I'm pretty sure, she did have a moment of like, I'm not sure if I can fight anymore, you know? And my man, Sean C, he talked her into it. Oh my god, yes. I like how in this world too, he still has this arc of he still like finds his purpose through like being a superhero, you know? Slowly over time and this time again, like, he was forced into it at first, you know, the zombies, and it wasn't, like, you know, the stuff with his mom and dad. Wait. 1%. Let me get my charger real quick. Oh my god. Okay, one moment. Intermission. I just gotta wait for it to get to, like, 2%, and then I'm gonna go back, to my room. But I guess I can talk here too. Don't get me wrong, I can talk here too, but Why my charger take my charger? There's something wrong with my charger. Okay, there we go. It's still charging. It fell off and I tried to reattach it. Still wouldn't attach. Third time around. Again, right now. It happened. Alright. Good. Now, back to it. I just love how... And then same with his best friend, Katie. I just love how, like, that happened for them this time around, too, you know? Same reasons. Yeah. I was shocked, though, because the timeline is... The zombie apocalypse starts because of, the wasp, her mom, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be talking about people like this, I forget names. The wasp, her mom, instead of, like, you know, coming back all healthy from the quantum realm, she contracts the virus, right? If you watch this, you know this already, but I have a point. And that happens before the blip, okay? That happens before the blip, and I was, like, kind of, surprised when I saw, them two, like, still, like, in their, what is it, car dealership, hotel uniforms, and I was just like, oh, okay, so it's not just, like, a blip thing, like, a job they got because of the blip, it was also because, like, again, and I know this should have been obvious to me, but I just realized this now, like, they just, like, didn't really have, like, other ambitions, you know, it's not like they were trying to, like, move up in the industry they were in, or, like, it was a means to an end, like, a little side thing or main thing until, you know, they hit it big time, you know, finish college or something like that, or finally get the job interview for something I actually want, but no. And I don't know I don't know why that was so shocking to me. I guess I just can't, like, imagine them existing before Infinity War, the events of Infinity War happening too. That also, like, freaked me out a bit, but, you know, obviously they did. What? Obviously they did. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was, like, one of my favorite scenes ever, when they first appeared. I just love seeing the chaos, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. Don't be offended if you live in the country. It's just because I'm biased because I live near big cities, and even the town I live in now, it's not the country, you know? I live in California near the beach, but I just love seeing those kinds of settings during a zombie apocalypse, like near the beach, near just big cities, in big cities especially. I just love seeing that all unravel, especially, like, at the beginning stages, the day of the infection, when it starts, you know? It's just so fascinating to me. Also really scary and freaked me out a bit. The first couple times when I watched this show and rewatched it, I had to watch it on mute because I couldn't handle the zombie sounds. You know, I looked away when things got really graphic. I kept my eyes on when it kind of looked kind of fake. You know, at some gory scenes, like, it just, like, it sounds like a little splash, or like when you're playing with slime, you know, and then when the blood's splattering, or like when somebody, like, explodes or something, like, it looked kind of funny, but then other times it looked, like, too realistic and gross. So yeah, but then when, you know, it was so satisfying when, like, I don't know, the fourth and fifth time when I rewatched this, and I could keep the sound on, and I could rewatch that one scene I just told you guys about that I love so much. It was so satisfying to finally hear you know, them talking and not just having to read the subtitles and, like, really focus. Because, like, when you're, in my opinion, subtitles, when you really have to focus on them, when you have your TV on mute. Very niche. A lot of people don't have their TV on mute. But, you know, just, like, the mental energy kind of takes away honestly, mostly for me, or a little bit, somewhat, from the fact that you're sitting down and watching TV to relax, you know? So it was just fun to finally be able to fully relax and not focus on reading. But yeah, so coming from a reader myself, but, you know, when you read, you're in the mood to read. When you're watching TV, you're in the mood to watch TV, you know? So, yeah. I was mad confused the first time I watched. This is one of those shows, at least for me, where I have to rewatch it a million times to even, like, get the plot fully, you know? And honestly, it's kind of because the writing, I wouldn't say it's bad. Some parts it's bad, I'm not gonna lie. I think overall it's good. It's not, like, spectacular 10 out of 10, but I think it's good. Veering average. Sometimes it gets lazy. But there are good parts I feel like are well written. Anyways, back to this. Oh fuck, I forgot. No, so, you know San Francisco, right? It took me a moment to realize that Kate and Sean live in San Francisco, okay? And I was like really confused. I was like, wait, they live in the same city of Ant-Man, really? And Ant-Man lives in San Francisco? What the fuck? They flashed the bridge a million times, but I just couldn't register that that was a bridge. I've seen a lot of bridges in my life, so I don't even know. The last King 24 said, "What's up?" Hello. Thank you for joining. But yeah, I couldn't register. I can't believe I just registered. Oh my god, ew. One moment. Sorry guys, I'm gonna go to my room now. My dog just took my underwear and I can't get it back from him. Good thing it's not too dirty, right? So I'm just gonna let him tire himself out and then I could sew it back, but my dumbass left in this door open, but I legit kind of forgot I even did. So, bruh. Anyways, brought my charger with me. I think this, my phone, yeah, 4%, so it's good. That made this a safe walk back over here. You know, it was at 1 when I went back there, and I'm here, it's at 4. Okay, no shit. This is a situation where we're going, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's my situation right now. Anyways, back to, I'm trying to get back to this. I was in the zone, too. All of a sudden, I hear my dog coming back in the living room. I have to mute it. I have to go check on him. I hate when my dog interrupts my lives. It's fine, though. Anyways. When people were, like, getting, like, turned, like, huge, I was so confused. At first, I legit thought it was, like, Scott or something, but I was like, wait, that's not Scott. That is not my Ant-Man. Who the hell is that? That is not my Paul Rudd. Who is that? And then I saw the big guy zombie, and I was like, oh. That's, is Ant-Man around? Like, how are these people getting randomly big? And then when it finally clicked to me that it was Ant-Man City, it was actually after that scene already went, that part of the scene already went over, and then it was, like, also, like, the fifth time I was watching it, and I felt so stupid. I was like, oh my fucking god. And how I realized it's because Kate and Sean, like, were, like, staring out, and they were like, wait, isn't that Pym what? Particle, what the fuck? What was the building named? Pym something. Pym Labs? And I was like, OMG. Well, no shit. This, and the infection started from the, oh my god. And let me tell you, I watched What If. Okay? Season 2, I like it more though, I'm not gonna lie. But this zombie infection happened in one of the episodes in season 1, and then that's what catapulted into them wanting to make a series, because it was so loved so much, you know? And people wanted more, me included. And thank God they made this series, because, oh my god, it ignited something in me, and ignited my love for Marvel again, because I was kind of tired of rewatching Thunderbolts a million times. I was like, never mind. This is like, I can't even count how many times I rewatched Thunderbolts since it came out on Disney Plus, you know? Anyways, what the fuck? I'm trying to think. Oh my god. I mean, I legit forgot how this infection started. I'm not gonna lie. TikTok had to remind me. They were like, oh my god, isn't it crazy how it started from Pym Labs? I was like, oh fuck. Well, no shit, because that part was so confusing to me. I was like, well, wouldn't Ant-Man be able to get the job done? You know, wouldn't him in the game be able to get the job done? They're tiny as hell. They can be big as hell. Well, maybe that will be a little problematic. More of you for the zombies to really gnaw on your ankles, bro. And then go straight for your toes. Get lodged right in there. Sorry. No. Just no. No. I'm sorry, no. Okay, that caused someone to leave. Okay. But really? I'm trying to think. I was also very confused on this new Blade character, because yeah, it really took me a good while for me to figure out like what his deal was. I'm not gonna lie, during my rewatches, I didn't see much of him until the final one, because I was like, maybe I should start paying attention. People are really liking Blade, so might as well. Because during the first couple of rewatches, he just happened to be in the scenes where I didn't pay attention, you know? The first couple episodes, there's some scenes that I just like got so bored, I just went on my phone. I'm not gonna lie. So, and he happened to be in them. It's not like I was trying to avoid him. He did seem cool. But what kind of pissed me off, wait, no, correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, no. Khonshu? Doesn't he possess Moon Knight though? And that's the part that really got me, because I was like, wait, is he the Moon Knight of this world? This is kind of pissing me off. Where's my Moon Knight, you know? From live action show, but whatever. That might be wrong. Maybe someone else on TikTok drew a weird conclusion here. I don't know. But yeah, actually no. When I'm thinking about the timeline, again, it happened after the blips when Moon Knight became Moon Knight, so maybe I'm right here? Yeah, you know what? Maybe I am right. Okay. But you know, yeah, I mean, like, Aura Farmer. But, like, do you really have to Aura Farm that much, or do you just happen to have so much aura that, like, it just happens naturally? You know, I feel like that's his kind of deal. Yes. Yeah, also was very much confused on how a guy like him would, like, be in cahoots with Kamala, but, you know, I guess, like, they just stumbled upon each other, you know, like, that scene, like, where they first meet. He did state his mission, and I finally caught on to that. So that answered my question. I'm like, well, like, odd duo, but okay, you know what? Let's just hear this out, I guess. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can tell this show is literally based off of what if, you know? And for better and for worse, pros and cons to that. Sometimes more cons to some people. I'm kind of on the fence on whether it's more cons or more pros, to be honest. But yeah, what was I gonna say? People coming in and coming out are literally like distracting me. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at the zeros is so demotivating. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Okay, that was by accident. I didn't mean to guilt trip. Anyways, I'm here now. I'm here now. Anyways, right. I think I heard that the people of the show didn't even read the comics. But I think that might be a rumor. I'm not sure. I didn't actually see that from any official source quoting somebody, you know? I'm gonna hope that's not the case, but it probably is the case because it's very apparent. I didn't read the comics, but I can tell the difference between people that read up on the source material and those who don't, and then go off to write stuff, you know? Yeah, I mean, the same happens with, not the same, but a similar situation with, Mom. Multiverse of Madness, Mom. Okay, Dr. Mom. Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness. Apparently the writers, they just didn't watch WandaVision, which then in turn made the movie just be like WandaVision Part 2. And I kind of do get it, because the Darkhold got a hold of her and therefore made her act on her evil impulses, or just straight up made her evil. You know, they didn't have anything to draw from, maybe. The evilness. Or maybe did draw from some of her evilness. I'm not sure. Still not sure how that book works. You know why? Because they didn't explain that that book was even doing that to her in the movie. It just made it seem like she was doing that from her own free will. And, like, you wouldn't know unless if you're, like, a comic book reader / super fan. And, you know, obviously they're going to do it with some comic book movies with some aspects of it. But that's one of the main points of the movie. And especially will make everybody confused. Well, not everybody, but, like, the majority, because, again, the majority just doesn't read the comics, confused, because they just watched WandaVision, and they're just like, wait, what the hell? WandaVision was hella popular for a reason. They go into this movie, well, because it's good, and then they go into this movie thinking they're going to see Wanda and Action being a hero, but they're not even getting an explanation to as why she's not, you know? I felt, like, so, like, blindsided. I was like, what the fuck? The whole time during the movie, I was like, what they do to my Wanda? You know? Unpopular opinion, I just don't like her as a villain, you know? I still like somewhat like her still, but WandaVision was her peak in my opinion. Before that, like, they just didn't give her as that much screen time to the point to like where I could bring myself to like her. I was like, well, I just don't really see the appeal of her. I don't see much of her personality or her story. Some of it obviously, but not that much. WandaVision really opened my eyes, you know, gave her depth, in my opinion. Well, in the live action movies, finally. Even though it's not really a show, but yeah. Then, yeah. Yeah, I think if you want, like, why are you going into a comic book-based movie not knowing basic facts about the characters that are in the movie, you know? Obviously, it doesn't have to copy the comics. It doesn't have, you like, you can change up some stuff that, you know, but not entirely. And you can't just disregard what has happened in the movies and the show before. You know, you gotta do your research at least. You don't even have to like what you're reading and watching. You just have to know the basics. The basics. You just have to know the basics. Like, I don't... Oh my god, it just pissed me off so bad. Oh my god. Like, I just can't. I'm picking a scab right now. Ew. Gross. I'm regretting that. Gross. Ew. Anyways, you're probably thinking she's gonna show us. I'm trying to resist not to. Anyways, T'Challa. It was so confusing to me at first. I was like, wait, why aren't we hearing his voice? And then it set in. In What If Season 1, that was his last appearance, Chadwick. I think he voiced his own character. So obviously I don't think they would want to recast somebody to voice act T'Challa. And they gave him a final good death, I guess, heroic death. And I really appreciated that because it's very different from him in the movie, like, dying from illness. It's implied, you know? I get so sad thinking about what happened to Chadwick Boseman, to be honest. Like, can you tell? Yeah, can you tell? Anyways, I hate getting reminded of that. And then once it set in for me, because obviously, again, like, I didn't, like, remember it, and let alone, like, let it set in until, like, a couple minutes into Spider-Man's opening monologue for that episode where they both appear. I was like, oh, that's why he's narrating. Because, okay. Alright, then. Yeah, I think it was pretty epic how he just took on Thanos himself, you know, and he saved everyone. At least for a little bit until, like, you know, the Wanda thing in the last episode. But, you know, he did save everyone. What a heroic, nice final death. It didn't take me to, like, one of the last rewatches to really, like, see, like, how what did he even knock Thanos into? And, like, the vibranium reactor or something. And how that was, like, even, like, opened up. And then, okay, and then it finally, like, I paid attention to the final fight, like, eyes peeled, you know, to really see what was happening. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see. You know, a lot of people online were like, why, how did Thanos get infected? He has the stones. But guys, mind you, maybe aliens don't have, like, stories about zombies, you know? Let alone, Thanos is going to a human world. It's not like he hasn't seen humans before, now that I'm thinking about it, but still, like, he doesn't know, he might not, might not know, like, human stories. Again, he might just not be familiar with, like, zombie stories. Maybe, there's a lot of alien races in Marvel, though. You know, some of them probably do have zombie stories, you know, pertaining to their own species, but, again, like, his might not have, so that could be a factor into it, but, like, still, like, I kind of do agree at the same time, though, like, how the hell did he get infected? He has most of the stones already, you know? Bruh. Yeah, and 4 of the... Oh my god, 5? 4 of the 5 already. 6, no, 6. 4 of 6, no, 5 out of 6 already. Oh my god, can you stop? Anyways, yeah. No, that was just so heartbreaking, because, like, at the end of What If and the zombies, I'm pretty sure they had hope at the end they were like, yeah, no, we're gonna find a cure. Just for the opening of this episode that I'm talking about right now to open up as Spider-Man being like, you know, this isn't what the story is. We couldn't find a cure. We blah, 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 this is happening. You know, okay, I can't quote him, but yeah, no, that was happening. They couldn't find a cure because Thanos was there in Wakanda. It was just so sad to see all the Wakanda. What the fuck, Wakandians? Are you okay in the head? Are you okay in the head? Are you okay in the head? Anyways, be all infected. Now it's like making me wonder. They're isolated, right, from the rest of the world, but they're not that isolated. The guy from the people in the mountains was like, we have books one time. That's a very out of context quote, but not really out of context here. They have books. But now, this made me question how many. Do they not know about zombies? But also, like, they didn't have their king to protect them at all. Like, at this point in time, like, there's no other Black Panthers fucking obviously, so... Yeah, but they have... Oh my god. They had the army, so what the... Now I'm really thinking about it. There must have been some survivors in Wakanda, right? Well, actually, no, not anymore because of the blast. So it doesn't actually matter if there was survivors in Wakanda or not because of the blast. The blast from the vibranium reactor, so never mind. Maybe it's just pointless to think about if there were survivors, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Okay. That's just pissing me off, actually. I'm a big Wakanda fan. Not just the movies. I'm a big Wakanda fan. I think their city's really cool. I mean it. The opening scene in Wakanda Forever. No, I think it might be the second scene. Where it's T'Challa's funeral. Very nice, moving, and I want to cry thinking about it right now. It's just, yeah, but it also showcased yet again how beautiful their city is. Now that I'm thinking about it, it looks like the size of a city. Do they consider Wakanda a city? I'm not sure. No, because of the people in the mountains. I think they're also part of Wakanda. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I know things. It just sometimes it has to come back to me. Obviously. Okay. Okay. Again, I sound like a broken record, but really during one of my late rewatches, very last ones, I realized that Spider-Man is an adult now because of the 5-year time thing, and you know the snap didn't happen, so it really 5 years went by for literally everybody left, you know, so that was insanity. Yeah, so technically this is the first time we're seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man as an adult, which was surreal, and I felt kind of sad because it's not really Tom now, is it? It's animated Tom. It is animated Tom. Speaking of Tom, I think he's fine now. Yeah, but that situation's pissing me off now. Not just this situation. Now that situation's pissing me off. Great. Now I'm pissing myself off. Wow, great. Okay. Okay. I can't stop picking at this fucking scab. I need to show you the scab. I give up. I so give up. I need to show you the scab. Look at that beauty. Oh my god. I need to go out and then zoom in. I need to pick it. Look. You see that? Oh! Okay, no. Oh, OMG. Okay, anyways. I'm just gonna let that bleed out. No, I'm kidding. I think it's pretty much fine now. And that looks worse on camera than it does in person. I swear, look, this is my point of view. See, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, I wish there was more Spider-Man. I would have killed for more Spider-Man, you know? Like, Spider-Man. They teased Spider-Man so well in the trailer. so well in the trailer, showing him all the zombie heads, just for it to be not that much Spider-Man. That pissed me the fuck off so bad. Yeah. Oh, 30 minutes, 30 seconds. How beautiful and nice. This is a sunset. It was 30 minutes, 33 seconds. How gorgeous. You know what also pisses me off? I said Spider-Man, 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 and people left. Why don't people like Tom Holland Spider-Man? I do know the reasons, but I just don't agree with them, and I don't hold them in my heart. Now, do I? Yeah, no. Hi, Haley. Hello. Thank you for joining. Yeah, but I'm looking at my Spider-Man picture on my wall as I'm saying all this. Yeah. Spider-Man. My Spider-Man stays on top. Okay, anyways, I'm trying to really focus on saying stuff in the show, but also, like, if I have something else to say, why bottle up too much? You know, let's let it bleed out a bit, but just a bit. Anyway, I almost ended the live by accident. I'm so sorry, guys. Ooh, that would have been really unintentionally mean. Keyword unintentionally, because, like, really, like, an honest accident. Anyways, yeah, no, I a lot of, okay, no offense, white men, but a lot of the white men looked so similar to each other, like, I could only recognize Zemo, like, a couple minutes, and I was like, wait, he looks familiar, is that Zemo? Walker, I didn't even know that was Walker until I opened up TikTok, okay? And they're like, oh my god, Walker, like, why didn't they explain how Walker and Zemo are talking, like, why didn't we get that much Walker content? Bro, that was Walker? They all look the same to me. Third white man, Ant-Man. I did not know that was him in the head. I thought that was some random. I'm not gonna lie. I think I also thought that in What If, too. And for a good chunk of time, until, like, one of his very last scenes in What If, you know? I think when, like, Hope was dying or something, I was like, oh, wait, that's Ant-Man. That's his head. That's his head. I thought that was some random white dude. I'm not gonna lie. Cause, well, now that I'm thinking about it, no, I legit thought, like, oh, they're saving some random. Aw, so cute how they got some strangers in here too in this cast. No, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, I think the only survivors were Soups. Yeah. Okay. Also, during the scene with the scrolls, I misread the part where they were talking about the cows. I thought it said, well, since we're stealing their cows and not they're trying to steal our cows. So I was so pissed off, and I was trying to hold back tears because I love the scrolls so much. I was like, how could you do that to them? How the fuck can you do that? They don't have no home. Why the fuck can you do that to them? No, never mind. Calm down, Giselle. Those are just no one's cows. But also, was it really no one's cows? Because where the fuck did you get the cows? You definitely stole it from somebody hoarding cows. Because apparently there's no, like, animals around, you know. Melissa did say the pigs were gone, or was Yelena, you know, they did say the zombies ate the pigs, so there's not that many animals around anymore, and hence why the cows were so valuable. And then later on you find out, like, they're gonna trade the cows for space on the ship, and honestly, I thought it was, like, I thought they were, like, trading it in for a space of refuge. I thought that was, like, a little, like, city that people, like, you know, put together, you know, and word got out, and people just wanted to buy their way in, essentially, with, like, resources and stuff. But no, I was surprised when he said, you know, load the ship or something, or the ship, you know, came out of the water. I was like, is that a submarine? But no, they called it a ship. No, that's a submarine. That's a submarine. But whatever. Yeah, and then I got extra confused because I was like, why do they want to go on a ship? I think a refuge city sounds better than a ship. Turns out no, all these people just wanted a place on the ship for a bit, or to travel somewhere where the ship was taking them. So I was like, okay, never mind. Right. And then, you know, I like this part, you know, when the people that we were following this entire time, well, except for Spider-Man and Ant-Man, you know, met. It was very nice. At first, it was really horrible, and I like, my stomach was hurting when they first met and, like, they wanted to fight each other. And I was like, what the fuck? Alexi, you... Ugh, this is one of the moments where he pissed me off. You know, the show made me like Alexi even more. But also made me pissed off at him even more. Zombie! You can see the rings, okay? But also, I think I'd be like that too. Discreetly, though, I'll be like, zombie! There's a zombie over there. Because, like, honestly, who the fuck would think, like, oh, the rings are keeping it in? Because, like, was his shirt that long? What the fuck is happening there? Anyways. Oh! In this scene where his dad was coming in to, like, save him in the city, made me so happy. Made me so happy. Oh my god, and he even brought the dude with the mask. It just made me so happy. I was like, oh my god, yay! He's gonna save him, and he came for his son, because, again, he knew where his son was, but, like, yeah. But then it also made me think, like, wait a minute, his sister? Oh, yeah, what's his sister doing during all this, actually? I'm wondering that. I've been wondering that for a bit. Not as long as the other things, a lot of the other things I was wondering, but definitely I'm wondering about this. His sister, is she okay? Like, part of me is like, oh yeah, no, she can handle herself, but like, really though? I mean, if it got to the Avengers, I mean, because again, they are zombies, and millions of them, probably billions at this point. There's probably like, what, maybe like 100,000 people left, and like, billions of zombies, I don't know, that's my estimate, but, man. But I don't think about it, it's kind of fucked up that his dad went for him first. Or, like, went on the helicopters. That were going to him. I hope he sent some helicopters to her, too. But he just didn't get on that one for some reason. Okay. Well, he did always have a favorite. I don't like looking at her because she reminds me of my love. Are you okay in the head? Obviously, that's your daughter. Okay. Anyways. I mean, I get what you mean, but, like, that's your daughter, too. You need to work through that eventually, mister. Not when they're adults, but okay. Anyways. No, but then, oh my god. I was so happy and excited because I also saw Kate, like, you know, find out that Sean can fight, and that's his dad, you know, but then he got bit, and oh my god, I almost cried here too when he like gives Sean the reins. I like really, I don't know, you soft-hearted fool, mister, you're a soft-hearted fool too. You're a soft-hearted fool too. And then, oh my god, when the zombie started biting him, I was like really grossed out. I was like, oh fuck no, you. What did they make? Oh, they like ruin the scenes almost with that grossness, but also it like really like ties it all together because it's like also sad and gross. It's like that's the reality of it. It's like it's like the wild, you know. Have you ever seen a wild animal eat another wild animal? It just makes you like maybe not believe in a god anymore. Actually, that's how I feel when I look at zombie shows, to be honest. Especially those kind of moments. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of, never mind. Yeah, no, never mind. We're approaching 40 minutes, and I don't even think I talked about everything I wanted to. Well, Kate. Okay, let's talk about Kate. Her death at first really pissed me off. I was like, they just wanted to kill Kate. They just wanted some deaths, and they just wanted to narrow down the amount of people that they'll have at the end and during. But no, never mind. Now that I'm really thinking about it, that's such a Kate thing to do. And this, mind you, this is a Kate without the Hawkeye training. So this is pre-Hawkeye Kate. Also minus a couple years, you know, because we don't know if she blipped or not. But let's just keep that part in mind too. Also, I mean, oh, and, you know, just her shooting that arrow makes actually so much sense. It's such a Kate thing to do. To Captain Marvel, mind you. I know she's zombified, so maybe, like, that also crossed her mind. She was like, well, She's a zombie, so let's do the trick arrow. Mind you, the trick arrow that Hawkeye gave her. That's her first ever, that might be the first time she's ever seen Hawkeye. I'm not sure. All that could have added on to it, and then she finally got his trick arrow, one of his trick arrows, so she was like, oh my god, yes. This is my moment. I mean, in a different way, though. That's your moment in a different way. I'm sorry. That catapulted a different moment. Yeah, because, like, again, pre-Hawkeye Kate, well, pre-her meeting Hawkeye, because now I'm thinking about it, pre-Hawkeye Kate is, like, what, 5 or something? I don't know how old she was. I'm kidding. She was, like, probably, like, 12 or something. 8. Estimates. Okay, estimates, people, estimates. No. She was 16. She was 16. 14, 15 at the very fucking latest. But no, that could not have been. That little girl, I don't know. I really don't know. Anyways. Yeah, her first time was, like, when she was a child, actually, she saw Hawkeye. So really, like, pre-Hawkeye Kate's a child, but you know what I mean. I'm still gonna say pre-Hawkeye Kate, actually. Like, she also, like, just got in trouble with her school for, like, shooting the bell, and it fucking, like, disintegrates, basically. Yeah, basically. No, it explodes. No, wait, no, it doesn't explode, it kind of falls. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, the more I think about her death, the more it makes sense, but also at the same time, like, I don't think that was the writer's intent. They really just wanted to kill her off. Also, same with Riri, but I think Riri's still alive. But you see the zombie biting her, Giselle. Yes, I did see the zombie biting her, but it was also the dark. So you can't really tell if it's biting her or the armor. But again, like, that place did just get bombed, so I don't know. Friday, though, it took me a moment to realize that that's Friday, to be honest. I saw the Iron Man suit, but I was like, I guess this is another robot that took over or something. Don't know why my mind went there. I don't know, my imagination's amazing, actually. But yeah, no, that's Friday. Just with a teddy bear on its head, I think. Oh, no, I'm remembering. I think somebody reminded me on TikTok. Well, obviously not to me. It was a video I came across. Like, that Iron Man's body's still in the suit. So, okay. So, yeah, no, they were covering it with a teddy bear. All right. A cute pink teddy bear, by the way. Oh my god, I love that design. Actually, it's so adorable. I love the whole design of Friday during this episode. Anyways, then Friday sacrifices itself, and that just pisses me off because, like, again, I just feel like they just wanted to kill off Friday. Come on, Friday's just getting taken out by some explosions. Are you kidding? You're kidding. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit. I do get how they wanted to take care of the people that already got a lot of screen times in movies and TV shows recently, or just, like, objectively, so that way they can give more to the people who kind of haven't, or kind of promote, in a way, catapult the newer characters and the characters that haven't gotten that much screen time, like Zemo. Well, that one's debatable. Yelena. Okay. Doomsday's coming up, and Thunderbolts just came out. You see where I'm heading with this. Kamala. I think she's gonna have a big role in Doomsday, guys. I don't want to say my theory just yet because it's based off somebody else's theory, but I might reference it in another video. I might, but yeah. Or that video that I'm referencing might just blow up, and I don't even really have to, or want to. I don't know. Well, not have to. Bro, I do things I want anyways. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I mean, like, for example, Riri and Kate, they just had shows, but honestly, Kate's was, like, a couple years ago, so, like, But also, again, Kate's gonna appear in Doomsday, I'm pretty sure. I think Haley accidentally spoiled it. I don't know, accidentally too, quote unquote. They accidentally spoil shit all the time. Come on now. I'm looking at you, Tom. No, I'm kidding. I think some of Tom, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell. Every single time Tom spoils something, I cannot tell if it's real or not. I can't even do a good estimate on, like, the percentage, the ratio of the spoilers. Bro, I just can't. But yeah, guys, don't believe everything you see. That doesn't mean he's a bad person. He's just, come on, he's trying to promote his fucking movie, alright? Anyways. Who knows? Maybe Marvel made him do that. Bro, I don't know who made him do that. If someone made him do that. I don't know if it's from his own free will. I don't know. I really don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Ask Zendaya. Ask Zendaya. Oh, did you see how they were just at a charity event? For, I think, the Brothers Trust charity event? Because it was posted on the Brothers Trust. Oh my god. Power couple. Now they're engaged. And who knows? I think they're already married secretly. Or they're about to get married, but again, secretly. I think Zendaya said that she wouldn't post any wedding photos, but aw, come on. You don't even want to show us like a selfie of you in the dress or something? Like you in front of a mirror? Oh my god. That is so nonchalant, but it's such a power move, actually. You don't show us anything else from your wedding other than you looking gorgeous? Oh my god, yes. Spin everyone's faces. You know, I married Tom, not you, and I'm Zendaya. You're not me. I would do that if I was Zendaya, but that's just me. I think they talked about having kids. And the thing, it's just making me sad. In a selfish way, I want to know when they have kids, you know? But also at the same time, like, they do want their privacy, and they just don't want the public to know. And realistically, I think the public will know, like, when they're, like, I don't know, fucking, like, 16 or something, like, at that point. But yeah. The only part is that's just making me anxious, because, like, I'm gonna look kind of stupid, like, going around. There's gonna be videos of me going around being like, oh, they're married, guys, but I don't think they have kids just yet. Mind you, they're celebrating their 10th birthday. Down the street, maybe. Who knows? Small world? Small world. Yeah. I'm loving picking this. I'm loving this. I'm picking it. Wow. No. You know, there's probably people with I get so freaked out when I bring you something bad. I'm gonna remind myself. Men, too much, and inanimate objects. I need to just calm the fuck down. Animals, plants, anything, anyone. So really, like, guys, just stop being scared of men with fetishes. Anyone with fetishes, like, to you. You know, post what you want, do what you want. Like, I just found out that there's people that, like, get off, especially, like, mostly men, I think, that get off to, like, videos of women, like, doing anything sped up. Are you fucking kidding me? That's just, like, a form of videography. And the video that somebody was telling us was, like, stop doing this. I used to do this and I stopped. Okay, you did that out of your own free will because you don't consent to anyone doing that. Perfect. But I feel like that's just going to catapult into nobody wanting to do any fucking thing again for a man that won't do it to you either fucking way, or they will find a way. This man is a problem, not you. Post your sped up videos. But don't listen to me, don't listen to her, listen to her, listen to me. Do a secret third thing, I don't fucking know, okay? I'm just telling you my advice. They will do it to you regardless. Regardless. Anyways. So here's my scab. Yeah, it's scaring the hell out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I can't stop picking at it. Oh, okay. So I'm using my phone to look at this right now because I'm too lazy to bend over. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, not to disregard what that lady said, but like, I don't agree with the part like everybody needs to stop doing this. Although I don't know if she said that though. I think she was again just like stop. I'd stopped, you stopped. But also, I didn't watch the video all the way through. Keep this in mind. So that might have just been the beginning of it. But that also might have been the beginning of it. I'm thinking about it. Do not quote me on this. Go look at the video yourself, actually. Because I don't know all the facts. I didn't watch it all the way through, too. Again, no hate to her. It's just my opinion. Like, bro, you can't live your life for others. It's weird, okay? But also at the same time, consent is consent. So good for you. You felt uncomfortable and you stopped posting them. Good for you. I applaud that. I will speed it up 10 times full, just in spite of them, actually. I don't give a fuck if they twerk it. More money for me? Yeah, more money for me, actually. Yeah. I know a lot of people hate seeing that. Not the lady I'm referencing again. I don't know how she'll feel. But, yeah. Anyways, think that might just be it for now. I can make a part 2 if I no. Oh my god. No, I'm making a part 2. I can't do this anymore. I'm speaking for 15 minutes. So yeah. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time, and I appreciate you so much, alright? There will be a part 2 maybe, alright? Look at my TikTok reposts and Instagram reposts, although they're very messy and I repost everything. If you want to see the rest of what I post about this, whether or not it's something I've already said in this live or not. And yeah, I mean, like, you might just like be scrolling by and you'll just come across something I've liked and reposted already, or reposted already, and it's Marvel Zombies, and you'll be like, whoa, should I mention this in a live? Yeah, exactly. It's because I'm ending it right now, because I just can't. I hate repeating myself. It feels like I'm repeating myself if I say something I've already liked and reposted, because like I reposted it for a reason. Especially if I reposted it for a reason. Sometimes my likes is intentional. Sometimes it's not, and I just feel like liking it. Sometimes I like it because like I want other people to see like, hey, I liked it. I want you to know I liked it. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, there's that. If I don't make a part 2, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time, alright?